Okay, getting this going, changing the category. Do a commit. Oh, I've got one other thing to get started here. Let's get some closed captioning going. Whether that closed captioning is actually any good or not, I will reserve judgment on. I think closed captioning on my system upstairs is acceptable, but it's also up over 84 degrees up there, not so much down here. 84 degrees, not 4 degrees. So that's running, and let's take a look at this puzzle and see if it will be considered acceptable by the gaming platform. It does appear to be the case, so let's see if we can solve it. We got a 1 here, here, so one of these two is going to be a 1. And let's see, one of these 3. Over here we've got 4 possibilities. We've got 4 possibilities over here. And 2 possibilities here, which also says not one of these 2 up here. And over here we've got 3 possibilities, which doesn't change anything up here. But let's now look at 2s. We've got 4 here, options, 2 options here, 2, 3, 4 options here, 4 here, 4 here. Oh, 3 options here, and a mess of them here because there's nothing really providing guidance into that one. Okay, we got 2 options for 3 up here. 2, 3, 4, 5 options here. Six here. 2 here. And that's it for 3s. Alright, 4s. So we got a 4 here. Looks like that's the only one. So I got 4 possibilities here. 3 here. 6 here. 3 here. 6 here. 5 here. 5 here. And 6 here. And two possibilities for a 5 here, not a 2. And solve for a 5 here. Another solve for a 5 here, which gives me a solve for a 5 here. 2 possibilities here. And that's it for 5s. Got a 6 solve here. 2 possibilities for a 6 here. 2 here. 4 there. 2 here. Oh, no, 1 here. Which changes this to 2 possibilities there. All right, 7s. We got a possible 7 here and here. Couple possibilities there. That's actually a possibility there, isn't it? One of these two is a possibility. None of these two. Okay. I think that's it for 7s. So we're down to 8s. One of these 3 is going to be an 8. This one here is an 8. I've got 3 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. 3 here. 5 here. 3 here. That's it for 8s. 2 possibilities for a 9 here. 3 possibilities here. 2 there. Whole bunch of them there, but not all of them. 2 possibilities here. All right, so it looks like I've got a standalone 2 here. Looking at the row, everything, or the only thing that's missing from this row are a 2 and a 4. There's a 4 at the top of the column for this one here, so this is definitely a 2. This becomes a 4. Neither 4 nor 2, not a 2 there. And none of these are, none of the others here are 7 or 3. They're already populated, so we're going to have to figure out which one of these is going to be a 7, which one's going to be a 3. Not obvious at the moment, so let's continue on. However, well, we got a 7, 3 here. 7's here. 3's all over the place here. A couple possibilities there. We'll come back to that. So one of these two is going to be a 1. One of these two is going to be a 9. That can't be, so kind of have to figure out. Oh, 8, I see something. 4, 8 here. That means 4 and 8 can't be in these possibilities. Also can't have a 4 up here, or 4 or 8 here. So, does that fix anything yet? Doesn't look like it, but it does narrow down what options we've got for these. And we get to check other things as well. So 1, 2 here, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2. 4, 2, 4, or 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 6, 4, 1, 6. All right. We'll come back to that later. 2, 3, 4, 3. 4, 5, 2, 9, 4, 5, 9, 4, 1, 2, 9, 4, 1, 2. Looks like I'm going to be doing some punting here. Let's start here with a 3 and a 7. Maybe backing some of that out. So not a 3 here or here. Not a 7 here. Not a 3 here. Okay, that kind of dead ends there. It doesn't break anything, but doesn't give us guidance for anything. So let's just try swapping those 3 and 7 here and see if that affects things a little bit. Not a 7. So one of these, oh, not a 3 here, not a 7 here. So this turns into a 7 up here, not a 7 there. 1, 3, no 9, 9, 3. And that's square. Oh, got a 7 to clean up there now. Okay, I'm not, oh, we got a standalone 9 here. So let's go with a 9, 1, 3, 9. Clean up the 9s here. This becomes a 5, a 6 here, 1 here. 2 here, 7, 4, 8, 4, 8, 3, 4, 8, 3. So we'll come back to those. Looks like we got a 2 here. Not a 1, not a 3, not a 3, not a 2. 3. 4, 8, 4, 8, 9, 6. 4 here. 3 here as a result. 8 here. 2. And we're sitting here with kind of holding our hands ringing a little bit. So yep, that time that breaks that one. Okay. And that's the only place where a 1 could be in that cell at this point. So we'll go back to that 7, 3 and we'll run through some other options instead of a 1, 3 there. Or 7, 3. So we've got a 4, 8 pair here, but a 1, 2 in the column. So let's go with a 1 at the bottom and a 2 in the top of the portion. All right. And that says not a 2 there, not a 1 here or here. So not a 1 here, this becomes a 1. Not a 2 here, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 9, 3, 9. Okay. Yeah, standalone 9, well, nope, not standalone. I was getting ahead of myself. Didn't check that out thoroughly. Okay, let's try flipping the 1 and 2 again. Put the 1 up here and the 2 down here. So that's not a 2 there or there, not a 1 here or here. One of these two will be a 1 at some point, based upon that. Okay, not a 1, so I got a 9, 3 pair there. This turns this into a 4 and this into a 2. It's not a 2 there, there, or there. This becomes a 3, 4 here, 7, 8, 7, 8. So 1 here, 7 here, 8, 7, 2. Not a 4, not a 4, not a 7. This becomes a 1, 9, 3, 9, 3, 8. Not a 4, not a 4, not a 1, not a 7 here. 4, not a 4. Okay, 1, 6, a 3, only, oh, not 1, 8, okay. That 3 ties into over here, okay. 8, 3, 6, 3, 4, 6, 4, 8. Clean up the 4s here. So I got a 1, 9 and a 1, 2. 5, 9, 2, 5, 9. Oop, we got a standalone 6 here, so let's run with that. That turns that into a 9, 3, 6 here. Not a 6, not a 3. 3 or 3 here, not a 9 here, or here, or here. 4, 8, 4, 8, so this becomes a 2, and this becomes a 1. Clean up 1s and 2s here. Here we go. This one goes to 4, and that gives us breakage. So let's switch those 1 and 2 again, and then we'll run through the 4, 8 pair. This becomes a 2 again. This becomes a 1 again. Not a 1. Not a 1. And not a 2 here. Doesn't change whether that's a 2. All right, so let's run through the 4, 8 pair here. 4 and 8. So not a 4, not an 8, not an 8, not a 4. Not a 2 here. I should have gotten that earlier. All right. One of these two is going to be a 2. 8, 3, 7, 3, 7, 8, 2, 8, 1, 2, 8. Standalone 1 in the row. Not in the column, but that's fine. It becomes a standalone 4 in the column, so 2 and 8 here. 3 here, 2, and we got a 7, 8 pair now. This becomes a 9, 4, 5 pair. So this becomes a 1, this becomes a 9, 4, 2 pair, and that square, 7, 3 pair, 6 here, 3 and 9, 4 down here, 8, 2, 6, 2 and 4, 9, 3, or not a 3, a 4 here, 8 here, 9, 3, 7, 3, 7, 3, so 9 here, 1, 3, 1, 7, 7, 3, 1, 3 here, clean up the 9, or the stuff to not be distracting as much. Now this becomes a 1, 3 here, 8 and 4, 7 here, 3 and 1, 8, 7 here, 5, 4 here, 7, 1, 6, 5, 3, 2, and we're going to close things out with a 3 down here. All right, 18 minutes for that hard puzzle solved. Total of 18 minutes and 9 seconds. I want to say thanks everybody for hanging out. I hope you had a good time. Let me know if you have any questions. One thing to remember is Sudoku is not a number problem. It is a symbol problem, or symbol puzzle. if you changed the numbers 1 through 9 to assign to 9 different discrete colors or 9 different discrete symbols, like A through L? No, that's not the number. A through I, and just randomly replaced all the 1s with A's, all the 2s with I's, all the 7s with B's, and so on. You could solve this and then just do a substitution back to 1 through 9 based upon whatever you used, and it would provide a solved problem. So it's not a puzzle solution option that I've seen done, but you know how it goes, so we'll talk with you again later.